Welcome back to The Good Show, powered by Asus, episode number 9. We just come back from a small break.
Has Semmler shrinked?
Huh?
Has Semmler shrinked? I cannot see him. Where is he?
What?
Hey,
Oh, there he is.
How's it
He
going,
was
Sam?
not at the desk. I thought.
you ready to start the show?
Yeah, let me get some coke.
You want to get some coke? Okay, we'll wait for you to get some coke.
No, start without me.
No, we're not live. We'll wait.
Start without me.
No, we'll wait, Semmler. We won't go live yet.
Bullshit.
We'll just wait for Sam to get a coke.
I wonder if like
He doesn't...
double.
He's a fucking idiot.
I think that he trolled us in our troll.
Yeah, I think he might
a
have
meta
been
troll.
live. He might have trolled the
It's
troll.
like a trollception.
Troll motherfucker.
We'll see. Maybe we'll
Unplug
troll.
his mouse.
No, not you.
No, yeah.
Not him. Not him.
Unplug his mouse.
The-
Hurry, Trans. Jesus, move your fat ass.
Fucking hell, look at this shit.
Yeah, but
Why are you
Jesus
taking
Christ.
the long way around?
You squeezing past Newman and Hellspawn.
you
That's
can go in
causing
front
a lot
of
of
the
friction.
camera.
And
I was
went
like
through
2
it.
centimeters from that.
Yeah, but you might be, you know. Like that. Fine, I've done all this stuff.
The Good Studio, professional production for your event.
He knows we're live. He knows we're live.
No,
He must know we're live.
he's probably taking
Why
a shit
did
as well.
he go off?
Because he knows that we're live. Because he heard me. He must have heard me do the opener.
No, I don't think so.
Let's see.
Yeah, but he would never gone up like that. I think is he angry?
No, he's trolling us.
No, it's just
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming.
Come on, Sam, we're running late.
Run the intro. Run the clip, Trans.
Now,
Run the clip. Run the clip.
Run the clip. Run the clip.
Run the clip.
From him.
On the clip.
Run the fucking clip.
Jesus.
Alright.
Run the clip. The thingy. The opener.
Yeah.
Run it. You ready?
So bad, Trans. Fucking stupid Trans. Fail.
We for some reason,
I
Semmler,
knew it! I knew you guys were gonna do this though! I was not surprised when I saw that
I
screen
thought
live.
you were smarter. I gave you a lot of credit. I was like, he must have heard me do the opener. The preview monitor was on, and you were like, no, I'm gonna get some Coke. And I was like, he's trolling us. He's doing the Coke thing on purpose because he knows we're live. He's smart, this motherfucker.
No, I hadn't heard anything. I was outside when you fucking did the intro.
Jesus.
I came in.
This show has just gone downhill. It's just like,
No, it's not. It's
even
fine.
our topics are crap. We're talking about me and Total Biscuit. It's
Why is
like
my
not
mouse
even worth
not
talking
working
about.
Did somebody unplug my mouse?
Huh?
Huh?
No? Anyway, so let's move on. So the next topic was, and I will apologise to you, Total Biscuit. I am sorry. And I'm sorry that it was
What are you doing?
very funny. And I thought it, and I, what? Should I just not talk about it?
Yeah, it's like, let's move on. I'm gonna say something bad
Ah,
again.
what the hell?
Huh?
What do you think, Sam? Newman.
What?
Why do you unplug this shit, Newman? You're the closest one to this PC. so
Semmler.
you did it.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Semmler.
Alright.
Don't use me as a fucking scapegoat for your unprofessional conduct. Fucking unplugging my mouse.
Alright.
I didn't do anything.
Alright. Next subject. Go
Alright,
Alright.
let's do it.
Yeah, so I am sorry, Total Biscuit. Yeah, the main thing I'm sorry about is I didn't know you had a kid, and if I did, I would have given him some love too. Make it a family affair. Next time.
Just can't help yourself. Alright.
Can we just keep going now, like get the show on? Semmler, do something.
Do we want to go to the
You
next
can do the next fucking topic because all these topics are bullshit.
topic? They are fucking bullshit. This week is a little bit light. It's a little bit light.
We're just like, if you ever watched that episode in the mornings where it's called like 4 Loose Women and it's just women talking about random shit.
You?
Wait, what? Is it like...
It's in England. I just feel like we're the esport equivalent. We've
Yeah.
gone so bad.
4 Loose Women? Is that the actual name of the fucking
Yeah.
show?
What the
4
hell?
Loose Women.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
I don't know why I watched it.
Yeah.
I was misled by the
Were they box him? Or
I
were
was
they
like,
looking?
sweet, finally, some porn in the mornings.
You know,
Then I was like, holy shit.
there's some good inspiration channel for sure.
They all better be wearing fat suits or this is not fun.
They strip him off halfway through the show.
Yeah, so I was misled by that one.
mean,
I think they cancelled it now. All right. So you'll do the next topic because I'm not taking any responsibilities for any of the
this is a topic that we
bullshit
can get
we're
your
stirring
input on
here.
because there is something that just happened. Esports Management Group has launched, and that's the main thing. Is that it's apparently it
That's
is-
not the next topic.
Holy shit.
What you want to do this? You want to do this? You want to
Yes,
do that?
it's in there. Someone put it the motherfucking in
Okay,
there.
all right.
We
So I
talked
thought that
about
was
it.
more drama. Though I thought we weren't doing any more drama.
Calm down.
All right,
We're
yeah,
going
let's
for a
all-
legit
Let's
topic.
all just fucking
Okay.
chill
We had a request for
the
you.
fuck out.
You had a request?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone just chill the fuck out.
So, guys, Clutch went onto Reddit StarCraft and posted a request to do the hosting for the NASL finals held in Toronto later on this month, or later next month, July. So, opinions?
Great, well done.
Hellspawn.
Over to the next topic. Oh, Hellspawn. You had something to
Hellspawn,
say.
this is Hellspawn's topic. Hellspawn wanted to talk about
We're
this. So,
blaming
go ahead. Hell.
you, shit
About Clutch want to be in the Nassau?
He wanted to be in
Stop
NASA.
acting.
We're
on-
listening to the show.
No.
Yeah, he's
sorry.
acting all innocent. Like,
I was
I had nothing
zooming
to do
out.
with this. I had nothing to do with
Anyway,
this.
to me, like I really like Clutch. I think he's done a really good job, especially MNG. But for me to reaching out, like you're having trying to get in a cooperation or to work with a company, and then you go and like, please community, tell them they should employ me. I think it's a really bad way to work, especially if NASA doesn't get him. Like, won't he to some extent lose his face to the
No,
community?
but
don't
also
think it-
maybe NASL will.
NASL will lose their face.
You
I think?
think?
I think it's low blow, really.
I think Clutch is good, but I think there are other people that can do as good and maybe a better work than he does. I think it's possible.
I think the weird part is that he's so connected to MLG as well, so it'd be weird for
Well, no, he's a
himself,
freelance.
isn't he?
He's-
He
he-
can't-
he
Yeah, but I
stayed-
mean, for most people, he's like the MLG Clutch, isn't he?
No,
Well-
he's Clutch 08, motherfucker.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff.
For me to go to
Sorry.
the community through Reddit, like help me out with this. I'm not really into like donate money, subscribe to this.
Oh.
Hey, guys, if you enjoyed
the
you
show,
know, all
by the
kinds
way,
that kind
He's
of
going
like
for the
subscribe.
other side of the community power because we've seen that the community can get people fired. So now he's trying to get them to get him to
Yeah.
hire them. That basically,
Yeah, but
that's what's going on here.
that's not really the thing that I spin off to like. So I think it's a bad move.
Well, we saw somebody
But
else
also-
that had something to contribute, and he actually went ahead and did a picture-perfect post, and he's in chat.
Yeah, but
He's in control in chat.
What's up, Clutch?
I don't know what he's
No,
saying
but
though. I missed
Clutch.
it.
In Control actually wrote
Yeah,
an
Clutch,
answer to this.
Clutch watches the show.
He did?
Yeah, and you could.
did
You
it
could
do
throw
that?
it
Oh,
up
was
if
that
you
the?
want.
So that was the troll.
That
you
was
wanted
the
to own-
troll.
Yeah.
He did it. He did it almost word for word, pure troll. Or
I
In
don't
Control
see
came
anything
out.
wrong with it,
Penny
to be honest.
drop.
So-
I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just weird that I mean, it's weird for NASA as well because if they say no, they're gonna look really
Exactly.
bad. As well.
It puts them in a tight spot. It's
especially
not-
when he's so connected to MLG, like brand wise. So it's I don't know.
He's independent contractor.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
an
but-
independent contractor.
Of course he is. Like he's not a
he's,
full-time
he's
employee.
represented by the next topic, the actual good topic that we had lined up,
Fuck
which
it.
is
Let's call Clutch.
okay. Call Clutch.
Get me his Skype details.
He's in chat. I don't have him.
Fuck's sake, are you
Someone
actually gonna
give-
call him?
Someone give me Clutch's
I don't know if
Skype.
he even wants to.
You remember what happened? Well, fuck, man. Last time we gave it a chat.
But in the meantime, while you're trying to get hold of him, like
I'm
what do you
not
think?
on receiving end
What
this
do you
time,
think
so I
of the
could
in
give a shit.
control thing?
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it highlighted the fact that the whole thing is ridiculous. But
I didn't really care about it. I was just like, oh, that's nice. Because the thing is, it's like, I can see how it could
shit.
negatively affect if they don't mix or match up, because some people will now want him, and if NASL don't get him, it can look bad on them. But at the same time, you can't hold it against Clutch, because, he's a Mormon.
I don't think the in control thing was funny at all, to be honest.
He is!
James,
So
He's a
what?
Mormon!
add him on Skype. We have him on Skype.
Does
We have his Skype.
Does he
Add
have?
his Skype.
You need to ask him when he comes on the call if he's got
Can't hate
magic
a Mormon.
underwear.
Huh?
If he's got magic
man doesn't
underwear.
drink.
Most
Problem.
Mormons
There's a
do.
problem there.
Oh my god, this is turning into so bad.
What are we doing?
This is
What are we doing with this
what
show?
the hell are you doing, guys? But
Shoot you, motherfucker.
I think that
Call the Mormon.
What are we doing?
in control, I didn't see it that funny, but I think it was like a solid statement though of what In Control thought.
He wasn't trying to be funny. He was just pointing out the fact that the whole thing was silly.
Yeah, which
So-
I'm with him.
He did it well. I wonder if he was drunk, though. There's a lot of
Actually,
people saying
before
that he was
going on
drunk.
this show, or you saying it, I didn't get it.
You're so
No?
I why is is
stop
someone
fucking playing DayZ, man.
Yeah, it
has
was
someone
blatantly
stolen
clear.
the account or trying to troll because I hadn't seen the
Test
the
one,
clutch
too.
one when I read the In Control one. So,
No, it was blatant. It was just like
I don't
In Control
I
stating
don't-
his thoughts on
I don't
the
know. I
thing.
don't see anything wrong with trying to get a job like that. Though. I mean, it's like
Well,
I,
we're
thi- I think
gonna
I think
ask
there's a
It
big.
makes it public.
I think it's a
ask
cultural difference as well. I mean, most
Yeah,
Swedes wouldn't even dream of doing something like that, but I guess in America it's a lot more acceptable.
I would
as well.
I would still say that it's not the right way to go about it. You have a meeting with NASL, you have a meeting with them, and you discuss it and you bring your points forward that way. You don't go to the community who has got people fired based on their fucking opinions in the past, and say, hey guys, I want to get you guys behind me so that I can get hired.
Yeah.
And if NASL say no, well then guess all the pitchforks coming at them. Exactly. It doesn't really look.
I agree with you, Sam. And I don't think that you should use the community in a way to
No.
in what you are doing is good and the community like to support it. Yeah, that's fine.
It's because-
but
well-
if you cannot bring it on your own and you're just trying to use the community to get you benefits.
Well,
Well,
all
a lot
he
of
needs to
a lot
do-
of people do that though, but
Well, he
not
doesn't
this,
need to
but
do
not
that.
this obviously.
No,
In the
he's
se-
good. He could just
Guys,
talk to NASA
guys.
and got it.
The way he should have done it is he should have just, spoken with Nassel and then taken the fucking front page post that Reddit did for him at MLG saying and praising him for his good
Yeah.
job hosting. He takes that as his example and says, look, the community are behind me. They support everything that I do, obviously. Here's a good reason why you guys should take me. He shouldn't go to the community and ask them, come out
Well,
and
let's
ask them in
hear
that
it
sense.
from Clutch himself. Because
I'm not jelly of this. This is just...
Just a question, production-wise, will he hear everything we say?
no, he's going to hear me.
All right.
So if you
You
want to
just
talk
talk.
to Clutch, you can
We'll
talk
scream
to
in
me.
you.
Hey, Clutch, are you there? Oh, maybe we fucked up something our end. 'Cause we've had him for 10 seconds and I don't hear him yet. Are you doing something wrong over there? Do you want to come back and fix my Skype?
Should be fixed. Can hear you.
Wait,
Can hear you.
Maybe he's
can
listening to the stream.
you hear me? If so, we have to fix.
If so,
let's
start
ask
to
him.
nod.
Let's ask him if
That's the problem, though.
he's
It's the
gonna vote
community
for
thinks that I'm
Mitt Romney as well.
jelly or something because I'm saying this.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's
that's just completely bullshit.
It's completely
That's
bullshit. I'm not...
No,
Else, I don't
He's
feel
just
like I have
trying
to,
to-
I,
can
I
hear
don't
you.
feel like I have to defend
He's
myself.
trying to get in your numbers,
No.
No, but I think if In Control is In Control jelly.
He might be.
You think?
Potentially, he's moving
I mean,
into
check
he's
one.
moving into the hosting.
Oh, guys, we got Clutch.
Check.
Welcome,
Check.
Clutch.
Hello?
Hello.
Yay.
How are you?
I'm doing great, gentlemen. I knew this was going to happen. I would try to watch your show live, so I am grateful that you're able to call me so I can speak for myself.
Holy shit!
He's prepared everything for this.
Your voice sounds like you're still hosting.
I don't know, man. Sometimes it just turns on when I have a microphone in front of me.
Yeah. You should. Do you ever bring it out with the women?
It's all about balance, my friend.
Okay.
You have to ease into it.
Women love the microphone, Clutch. Women love the microphone.
So, first off, I heard a little bit of what you guys were introing, and Hellspawn, I agree with this may not have been the best decision on my part, but this was my intention coming in, is I was going to go watch Prometheus, and I thought, well, I've heard this movie's kind of bad, but I'm looking forward to go watch it. And I really want to host NASL. It'd be really cool. So I'm just going to post on Reddit, hey guys, I really like to host this. It'd be really cool. But it wasn't like, oh my gosh, NASL, you must hire me. It was kind of a response to a lot of people in chat when I would watch NASL and say, hey, are you going to be at NASL? It's like, I'd love to host for them, but I don't know yet. And of course, I had been in talks with NASL before this even happened for a while. And there just wasn't a definite decision. And so was this the best card that I could have played? No. But I played it and I'm fully responsible. This wasn't esports management group. This was myself on my own doing it. So I apologize for putting NASL in any kind of position. I'm grateful for everybody's feedback and response. And I just want every esports production to be the best they can be with or without me. And I'll fully support NASL's decision. either way, I'm looking forward to the finals.
Yeah, so, I mean, personally, myself, I don't give a fuck in terms of just, how this goes down, because in the end of the day, it's like a lot of people probably wanted you there, and it's not a bad thing to get the community to show the support.
What's funny is if I posted that and like 4 people commented and never made the front page of Reddit, I'm like, all right, I can see that the community doesn't care. But because that happened at such a magnitude I was not even prepared for, I took a step back and realized, wow, I maybe not have fully thought what was going to happen because of this post. So, and I wasn't trying to like rally a mob to make it happen. It was more guys like, hey, this is me. I'm a private contractor. Everybody keeps calling me, MLG Clutch, and I appreciate that, but I can't live or make a living just on MLG events alone. And I wanted other leagues to know that I'm a private contractor, and most of them have known that for a while, but just a lot of the community didn't.
Yeah.
So that was half of it.
I definitely think MLG gave you a platform to show everybody how comfortable and good you were as a host. Where did you get your announcer voice from, by the way?
I've done acting since I was 5. I just graduated with a BFA in acting, and being on stage and having to project and use your whole body as an instrument has helped me in that capacity.
Sweet. Yeah. And also, just to clear this up, are you a Mormon?
I am.
See?
I am a Latter-day Saint, yeah.
I know everything in esports, seriously.
I am. I actually served a 2-year mission in LA and learned Spanish, and I lived in Compton and Watts and South Central.
Interestingly, you mentioned as a contractor, did you mention EMG?
I did.
Are you a part of that then?
I am. The press
So
release
could
out
you
today.
give us a little bit of information? Because actually EMG are one of our big talking points for the show a little bit later. And for those who aren't aware, EMG is esports, is it media? No, esports management group?
Esports Management Group.
Yeah.
They are they're a management or talent agency, and they work for me, basically. In the acting world, you have an agent that represents you that contacts a lot of different people, either cold-wise or has a lot of different networking of companies, sponsorships, productions, and whatnot, and they represent you. And this is what this group is doing, Esports Management Group, is they are representing talent and players in the esports scene with their best interests and also protection. And it's some people are like a little bit hesitant, or they have some trepidation about what this agency is all about, because they think, well, it's going to be less money and whatnot. I was like, not really. This actually opens up more avenues for people like myself and Tasteless and CLG members to have access to more revenues and to increase their product.
They're also working with Tasteless. I just find that quite odd, if you don't mind me saying, because let's put it this way, you, right? Clutch, you've done MLGs, you did some really, I think, good hosting. You had a style, you kept to your style, you didn't try and go, crazy one way or the other way, and you looked comfortable in what you were doing, and it worked out. It was a good performance. So, and then
Thanks, and I loved your couch at DreamHack. I thought that was a cool idea.
We're gonna send one over to Sundance, but the shipping's quite expensive. But basically, I was like, okay, Clutch, I can see you under EMG because you've done one set of events and you're looking to do more sets of events. And EMG, surely they're the ones that are going to be talking numbers, figures with these future events, right?
Yeah, they represent me.
So how did they feel when you went on Reddit?
I did that, and then I realized once I saw the reaction, like this puts everybody in an awkward position, and I really want to apologize if that looked unprofessional and made people feel awkward. That was not my intention at all. But even that shouldn't be an excuse, right? Like that's something that I won't do ever again. But at the same time, I had discussions with them after it happened, and we had discussions with NASL, and everything was smoothed over.
Okay.
So it was fine. But of course, I go to them now since they represent me in terms of negotiations and PR and everything else, because me being 26 years old, sometimes I'm a little bit too either naive or my passion gets the best of me. So they're a little bit more mature in that regard.
I think it's very good having an agent between you and the people you work with, because it feels very wrong. And the reason I represent like Apollo and a lot of the guys that work at the studio, and I did like in controls negotiations and all that other stuff to go into. I do represent you, don't I?
Oh, you do. Yeah, no.
What are you
I'm
shaking your head
reacting
at?
to the chat.
Oh, you're talking to
I'm reacting to the
fuck.
chat. No, I mean,
but
at what point do you...
I want to ask my question.
Go for your fucking questions.
He's on my Skype.
Go for your fucking questions.
I wanted to say that I think it's a really good idea, and this is just a point, and then I'm going to get to a question about Tasteless, if you don't mind. I don't know if you're going to be able to answer it. But it's a really good point, because basically it stops any negativity coming from the client, which is you, going to the event, where the event have to negotiate with you directly without the agent, for example, and then there can be like a little bit like, oh, we feel like we're paying a little bit too much, and then when you turn up to the event, there's a little bit of stigma there, there's a little bit like, okay, but when you have an agent kind of not be the bad guy for you, but kind of take all the serious negotiations, the DreamHacks, the MLGs are probably quite welcoming and happy to see you, because they know it wasn't anything to do with you. So I think it's a really good idea that you did it, and I can see why you've done it, because you're working one event. Now, the weird thing for me about Tasteless, and I want to ask you this, is that Tasteless is obviously in the highest bracket of pay for StarCraft 2 commentators, right? Yes, okay. Yes, James.
Okay, well, okay. I mean, they're the best casters for StarCraft 2, so we can put them on that benchmark.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty safe to say that there would be the highest bracket of pay, and that's, that's not a bad thing, it's fine. But the weird thing is, if an agency signs Tasteless, surely they have to take a %, so they've got to up what people are already paying him, but everybody already wants Tasteless. So maybe, are they using him for the event negotiations, or are they actually trying to get him private sponsorships or some sort of endorsement deals? I mean, do you know what kind of Tasteless is looking from EMG? Have you spoken to him? Because prior to joining, you might have actually wanted to speak to some other of the people getting represented, or maybe you just spoke to the management of EMG.
I can't speak for Tasteless or what his personal plans are,
yeah,
but...
okay.
I can speak for myself and what this offers me, and I can assume that Tasteless has had the same conversation, and that's esports is not as big as the entire gaming scene, and the entire gaming scene is not as big as Hollywood. And having an agent and an advocate for you means that you can work not just in the esports scene, but in the overall gaming sphere, and then moving on into bigger and better things. So, what Tasteless plans are now, I mean, he's on the top of the mountain when it comes to StarCraft 2 talent. I don't know, but there's so much more that he can do as an icon in the esports world, moving into the gaming sphere and other kind of spheres. So just keeping it local inside of esports, I mean, it's great. Esports is fantastic. You can build a great product, but it's limiting if you don't think about what is outside of esports as well.
Okay, yeah, but... Huh?
Nailed it.
You nailed it.
Yeah, you've been
apparently,
practicing
Clutch.
this, huh?
You nailer. All right then, Clutch. Thanks for coming on and talking to us. We have a couple of questions for you. Hellspawn's going to go first. If you can't hear him, I'll repeat the question.
Didn't you want to ask?
No.
All right. I have...
Can you
First
hear him?
though, I don't think it was a big one at all. Like, Reddit blowing up, going down, tomorrow everybody forgot. They just remember Clutch is a big name. I think that's going to be the content of it all. But I have a question. How many games does Clutch know? Like, that he really knows that he can do proper interviews and cover to some extent?
How many games do you know that you can actually do proper interviews and coverage for?
And this is a job interview.
I hosted at E3 for the Major League Gaming Esports Showcase, and I casted StarCraft 2, Mortal Kombat, and Call of Duty. So those are like the top 3 games I feel I know the best as a play-by-play commentator, analytical commentator, and this is just this casting. I'll leave that to the pros. But when it comes to interviews and stuff, StarCraft 2 and League of Legends, I feel the most confident with knowing the game knowledge when it comes to esports and knowing the different teams and players. So if a company or stream asked me to host for League of Legends, I'd be confident to say yes. And of course, StarCraft 2.
All right. Cool. All right, last question for you. I'm thinking of converting my religion because I don't have one. What kind of perks are there if I want to be a Mormon?
Oh, my goodness. The women are beautiful. Only one wife though. People like have they like how many wives? Like it's just one wife, guys. Like that's.
What about other people's wives? How many can I have of them?
No, just one. Honestly, it has provided me a lot of answers and peace, but everybody has to find their own way. And when I served my mission, I just learned to love humans, man. But beyond religion, beyond any kind of dogma, it's just heart to heart understanding people's trials and tribulations, and that we're all on this earth together trying to get through it.
And you absolutely needed religion to do that. Okay.
No,
Good
let's
job.
not get into that. Semmler.
We're not I'm out of
Wait,
this.
so December, right? Have say something? Say it now.
No, it's fine.
All right. Yeah, thanks for coming on, Clutch. Looking forward to see your future performances.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
All right,
care.
take it easy.
Maybe he's a little bit jealous, that Semmler guy.
Huh?
Yeah, sounds jelly.
No.
I think he's a bit
But there's
jealous.
nothing you can say in the sense that, whatever. It doesn't
I-
change.
I've
Like his
never-
explanations didn't change the fact that
Yeah, he would
any of the arguments
felt like,
before.
oh, shit, what did I do? You know, he would
All right.
I think
I don't
he
know
didn't.
though. I don't know.
I don't think he really knew maybe the power of the community
Yeah.
that he might have support
You
from.
have to be silly not to realize this now at this point. This the power of the community.
Well, I think
Depends.
Depends.
Look at that guy like next to you. Like
Yeah.
what
exactly.
I've got an army of 10,000 dysfunctional chat nerdlings, and I can unleash them.
Chat
Hellspawn.
We're almost at 5K dysfunctional chat nerdlings now. Man.
Huh? But they've got
Almost at 5K.
multiple personalities, Semmler.
And don't forget the most dangerous army.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I've actually never.
Anyway, let's just take a quick breather and say, boom, this is powered by Asus, and you guys should go. It's a great time. Great time to introduce Asus. You can go to facebook.com/ROG Nordic. Asus are the cool people that don't mind us being not so cool for your entertainment, as it would seem. Oh, God, where's my chat? Talk to all
That's
those
a
people.
top fans thing.
Yeah, I don't know really, but you can come here and find out and click around. It's a lot of fun. I did it for like 6 hours one day, just on the Asus, the ROG Nordic Facebook page. I don't know if there's any competitions going on right now. There's a review of a motherboard, but just go like the page because it does show the support for what they have done in esports and also the support they show us. And Asus, always doing bigger, better things. So we're happy to promote them on shows where hopefully they don't watch.
And also, like
Nah,
the Good Studio is hosting the SM Summer, which is the ROG, right?
Yeah,
No, it is the Asus ROG.
It's the Asus ROG. There's no assembly there. Fuck assembly.
There is no event.
There's no
I
way to
don't
come
know.
out of that
I
ahead.
don't
Though.
know.
There's no way to come out of that ahead. I mean,
Yeah. The competition is Asus ROG. It's gonna be big. When is it? August?
Right.
3rd of August.
So
Cool.
let's actually just go a little bit more in depth on our side of things with EMG because it was an important piece of news. So I'm going to bring up the website and we're all going to have a look at it together. Everyone go to page 5 of your internet and halfway down you'll see, holy shit, it's Nick Tasteless Plot. So basically,
have a contact us page.
Esports Management Group. It's called EMG for short, which actually is kind of a cool name because everyone likes management and groups are cool too. So that makes them sound
Check
great.
the contacts.
Oh no, no, we checked them.
Good
Meet
point.
our
Top
agents.
right, top right.
Top right.
Top right. Top
Yeah, but like these are the agents. I don't actually know any of them. Maybe I
The
know.
Tumber guy is.
Tumber.
Isn't that? He did some StarCraft things.
But they actually sound quite impressive. But you know, when you write your own biography, you can. But they actually sound like they've got a good history in golf and poker.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Esports Management Group really has something that, like, if I started an esport agency, my agency would basically be like just connecting people with the right people, rather than me being actually able to go out and be like, hey, Coca-Cola.
These are
I would have to
sales.
bring in like external people from outside of esports to be able to do that. So it sounds like they have a nice mix of people to
But I
represent
got to
them.
say, from Clutch, what I got from it was not only getting the esport gig, was more getting into gaming, so like doing the E3 stuff. if you want to work with a big release of a company, then you can host some part or commentate that. And we're seeing a lot of developers also going like into esports, like Riot, like Nintendo, and so on. So for me, the word maybe esports is a little bit strange in that regard. If they more
don't want you to
targeting
contact
to
them.
gaming
Yeah,
companies.
exactly. That's a good point, actually.
So you're saying the contact us is blank?
Well,
Doesn't
it's
work at all.
loading.
Loading.
Look, it's loading. It's just-
Speed.
They don't actually want you
Minus
to
1
contact them.
point.
They're just there for show.
well, I don't know what that's about, but yeah, no, and you know, they do player management.
But it's like a
marketing
natural
or
development
something.
as well for esports, like
But
we talked about a couple of weeks ago.
It
So
doesn't
it's-
say the one thing that I like when I go onto media groups, right? The one thing I like when I go onto media groups, it shows who are their current partners, not their clients that they represent, but who are they working with and who have they worked with, because it says here that they've done like, oh, the contact page loaded now. It's look, maybe everyone's just crashing it because everyone on stream is on it as well.
possible.
But I normally like it when I go to a media group and it's like, yeah, we work with Coca-Cola, Telia, Nike, you know,
Yeah,
Adidas.
I agree.
And then you're like, okay, these guys have already got the kind of contact lists that I want, and they don't have any of that here.
I think that list is more important than having the clients.
Yes.
I mean, you're having clients on both sides, the companies and the actors
Yeah.
or hosts.
Talent is
Yeah.
easy when you have the clients.
The other thing I
No,
did,
talent is not easy to find, I think.
It's
but
easy
I
to
understand
find.
what you mean.
It's easy to find talent if you already have the backers.
Yeah.
I mean, just like
the other thing I didn't like, which I thought was weird, is that they say EMG has the ability to produce live events in esports marketplace as well as to produce a current live stream to complement any event. But it doesn't say what they've done in the past, like which partners they've worked with, you know, and so it's...
But it's in new companies.
Yeah, but
I
no,
think
but
a lot
like
of-
still, you can still like say,
They should have, you know, Tasteless has been at Major League Gaming and stuff like that.
well, it's more like if they can, at least they can write like in the past, you know, our employees have represented or worked on, you know, blah 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 blah. So you at least know there's a little bit of a backstory, like oh, they actually ran the golf, you know, they were part of the Golf Open Tour, Barclays Tour or whatever. And so it kind of, because it's so new, it doesn't give me enough information. Which is why I think if anybody was ever wanting to join this, you would have to talk to them directly. I don't think there's enough information there.
Although I think that a lot of companies and organizations who maybe don't know how to get hold of Tasteless, they now have a way to do it. Like that's also a good way. That,
Yeah,
you know,
that's really good. Yeah.
and
the
also
website
the
is-
Tasteless maybe haven't have
time.
the time to take care of his mailbox and stuff like that, and you know making the decisions. Now he doesn't have to judge if it's a good or bad company. He can just trust his agency. So of course it's a great one, and I think to many extents it's better than the player union or that you talked about, James. Like I think that this is a good middle step, and the next step can be for the players, because this is no players into this, right?
Yeah,
No, they can be players. It's not a
CLG,
union, it's an
yeah.
agency.
Yeah, but
an agency-
union is a bad word, but you know what I mean.
No, I talked about agency for
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
And this can still represent players. Hotshot GG's in there.
Oh,
Legends.
so they have players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think it's good. I think it's easier to work with talent. Yes, Apollo, what would you like to say?
The guy on the contacts page, Tumber,
Yeah.
says he wants to, if you want to
Yeah.
speak with him.
Tumber wants to get on the show.
So,
Boom.
I'll get his Skype over
Here's-
to you.
Yeah.
So-
Fucking hell, Apollo. You hooked us up with Clutch. Now
Nice
Tumber.
one.
Look at this
Apollo's on
guy.
this shit.
He's too good at this.
Apollo is the man.
Associate producer or something.
Holy shit.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
Hey,
Tumber.
this is a good show first, but we're up to 5K.
I mean, generally, I think
We're up to
their
5K
website is really.
Fucking out.
They got a lot of buzzwords on the website.
Huh?
Their website is really filled with buzzwords and stuff, and I
But
agree
you
with
have
you.
to have buzzwords.
I'd
now.
like to know a lot more about their stuff in poker and golf. I mean, that's the interesting part, in my opinion.
Yeah.
For me, what I got a good expression from Clutch with it, because if with having the gaming part, but only with esports, I think it's too little money within esports to thinking about having poker and golf. I mean, it's so much money in that
both
business.
of those, and then
Compared to
Yeah,
esports.
but that's what they're bringing to gaming.
Yeah, of course. And
That
having
is
the
a weird
gaming
name.
part, I mean, to some extent, I think the Clutch was wrong in the way that, I mean, the gaming business is bigger than Hollywood.
Yeah.
But of course,
It
having
is.
the hosting part and being on camera, That's of course much smaller than being on camera at all.
Well, esports as a whole is
You can,
much,
I mean, you
much
can level
smaller
up
than
as well. You
gaming
can
as a
level up
whole.
from esports to gaming to Hollywood.
Yeah.
You can't even
I
compare.
mean,
Right,
'cause
guys, I'm gonna
it's
call,
basically the same
I'm-
hosting.
I'm going to call Tumbo now.
Hosting DreamHack is hosting
Tumbo's
Oscars.
going to be live on the show. Stop talking, Newman. Stop agreeing with him. Who's breathing? You. Stop. So I'm going to call Tobias Sherman, also known as Tumbo from the Esport Management Group. I'm just going to bring up his profile real quickly. Just wait, meet our clients, know about us, meet our agents, just so we can get a... okay, he's the co-founder. He does have a history in esports, I remember. I'm pretty sure. Came from golf and poker. So hopefully you guys will get the full story here, as I'm going to go to my Skype now, Trent, so if you can remove the screen. And then I'm going to press that button.
Everybody waits.
Hello.
Hey, Tumbo,
Hey.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine. Welcome
Excellent.
to the Good Show. Yeah, we are, as you may know, we're the most professional esport talk show out there, and we're doing a segment on the Esport Management Group. And you've probably heard what we've had to say about it, but do you want to give us a little introduction maybe of yourself, and then afterwards I'll ask you to do one of the Esport Management Group, just to let our viewers know a little bit about you and the company?
Certainly. First off, I'd like to join whatever religion you're pitching, though, with the multiple wives of other people, because then, you know, they get that headache when they go home. I think you're onto something there. I'm down with that. I think maybe we make that work, but, you know, I don't know. We'll have to see. But, yeah, no, I mean, a little bit about myself. I had a history similar to Brian's in golf and poker. I was director of golf in 2 different markets, in Pittsburgh, at Western Pennsylvania here in the States, and also South Florida, very competitive market, and I focused a lot on the business end, pretty much integrating software and improving golf course revenue through computers and software programs. Won't get into that, it's sort of boring. Segued into poker, just a natural transition, as my father was worked in Vegas for Steve Wynn and a lot of the poker legends like you know, Bill Brunson and Chip Reese, Dewey Tomko. Those guys were all good friends of his, so I kind of grew up with the poker. Ran some poker events as well in South Florida, and then did a deal for a club down here, raised some venture capital. But that really wasn't what I was about. Wasn't into the club industry, didn't want to do that, and really would be down at the club late at night, you know, around 5, 6 a.m. watching GSL. So fell in love with esports, fell in love with the casters, the scene, everything, and, you know, just started casting bronze matches and worked my way up to MLG beta streams in Orlando that debuted, and had a great time casting with guys like Rob Simpson and JP and just everybody. So a lot of fun there. Went way farther with it than I thought I would, but sort of early on I had this idea that, you know, there's a lot of great talent here that can be showcased, and maybe even, you know, outside of esports, but I knew it wasn't ready yet. So essentially I took a step back. We've been working on this agency for a little over a year now, and we were just waiting for the right time. So, you know, it wasn't a bad thing that we waited. I think we are a little bit early, but it's better to be early than late in a scene like this. And essentially what we're here to do is speak a little about the agency. There's a lot of confusion in the esports space. You know, people saying, oh, you're here to try to siphon money out of endemic sponsors that are already in the space, and we're not about that at all. The endemic sponsors are here. Those relationships are built. There is no new money in that space. You asked a great question about tasteless. I think it's a common misconception that we're here to raise caster rates. We're not here to do that either. I think that ceiling has been met. I think it's the leagues are where they can afford for that highest tier. However, I do feel, and Brian does feel, that there are certain initiatives we can deploy over the course of the next year. You know, 4 or 5, maybe 4 or 5 don't make it and fail, but we'll have at least 1 home run. And, you know, over the course of that time as well, hooking up people like Tasteless, like Clutch, Hotshot, Gandhi, with fresh opportunity that is not endemic, not in the space currently.
Okay, so you sound very businessy, Tumba.
Well, I can, you know, tone it back a little bit if you want me.
No, it's okay. I'm a businessman myself.
Yes, sir.
Shut the fuck up, guys. I'm on a business call here. Are you buying or selling these days? I'm buying. No, I'm gonna sell.
I'm selling.
I'm selling too. Shit. All right, so with what you said is like, okay, where esports is now and your clients within esports, they seem quite happy and you seem quite happy, but you're looking to basically generate fresh opportunities, as you mentioned it, outside of what is already being worked in within esports. So as you mentioned, there's already sponsors that are already there, and there's not maybe going to be new maybe revenues to come in. Where do you see some of your clients, or necessarily you don't have to talk about your clients, but where do you see the potential of some of the esports celebrities outside of the esports space in other spaces within gaming, or even outside if you believe that to be the case?
Good question. I feel like the talent has the chops to break out of just gaming and into more commercial, whether it be corporate events or whatever, what have you in that regard. I feel like, these young talented individuals, and not just the people we represent, of course, there's plenty of other talented individuals in the space, have that ability to cross over more mainstream. It's really reminiscent of poker in 2003 before it went completely mainstream, where you had a lot of guys, nobody knew how to monetize, they were getting taken advantage of from certain sponsors, and they were able to make the transition to commercials, actually to video games, to some other areas, and I feel it can sort of work in a little bit in reverse, where it's out of video games and maybe into some mainstream.
Okay, so if you're going to take, are you focusing more on the esports side of things with it? You are called Esport Management Group, but you don't. It doesn't strike me from some of your answers that you're looking to manage them necessarily entirely within esports. I mean, how much focus are you going to put in the clients on esports? I know it's going to be by client, client by client basis, but what can you think you can do for these people within esports?
Well, I mean, you're exactly right when you said it's going to be client by client, because that's what we plan to do, is get to know the client on an individual basis. But to answer your question directly, the base is esports. That's what we're here to improve. That's what we're here to help grow. That's where my passion is. That's my love. And really, I think the best way we can do that is by getting attention to major brand companies that are looking for the end demographic with the viewership that MLG has, that IPL has, that DreamHack has, etc., and pull those brands into the space.
Yeah, no, it works. You could represent a player. You could have Stefano solely under Coca-Cola if you wanted to, and he could have a whole year under there, or you could have some sort of sponsorship deal with, Brill Cream with Tasteless in his hair. I mean, it can work, and I am. But this is the other thing I want to ask you as well, because when I went on your website, it didn't say who your previous, not business partners, but brands and sponsors, and who have you actually within the team? Because there's 4 of you. There's Brian, James, and John. They sound like 3 crazy guys, but who where's the experience? How are you going out and getting these, getting the brands? Because have you worked with them before, or are you cold calling? I mean, give us an insight.
Yeah, well, I think a better reference would be to go to the Poker Royalty site.
Go to the Poker where?
PokerRoyalty.com, and you can see some of the people and some of the brands, the roster and the Rolodex that Brian has. Quite extensive. I mean, he's really an amazing individual. What he did in poker, it took a lot of risk for him to move into that space when he did, because there was no proven result at the time. And now he's the 4th most influential guy in poker. So,
was the website Poker? What was the website? Can you type it to me on Skype?
Sure, certainly.
And then I'll bring it up just to show people. Huh? Wait, we're doing this live. Fuck it, guys, we're doing it live. All right, Poker Royalty. God, I heard Poker World T, like World Tour, and I was like, well, that isn't. All right, okay, cool. Is it 1R?
I mean, I just tried 1R and I got this.
I got service temporary unavailable.
Our internet is not
Royal. Did I spell it wrong? I think that's wrong spelling. I copied. It's Skype. Oh, he wrote it again.
There, try that one.
Yeah.
That should work for you.
All right. Yeah. No. I got service unavailable.
This is censorship. We can't actually access the site.
Oh, is it? What? Okay. Whatever. So anyway, yeah. I did read that Brian was, one of the voted, like, not voted, but they called him one of the most influential people within poker, like top 5 or something.
Yeah, he's worked with HBO, Gillette, McDonald's, all the he's got a extensive list on the Poker Royalty site as well, but it goes much beyond that.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you a few more questions if you don't mind.
Not at all.
It also says that you can do live events and event production. What experience did you have with that with the team?
Well, essentially, I had the last year to work with MLG. It was a great experience, and I had a good glimpse of what it takes to get into the live event arena. Now, it's not something we're looking to push right out the door or start with next month. However, we do feel like we could put a solid enough team together with some of the resources we currently have that could do a fine job.
Now, when you say resources, does Esport Management Group have investment, or is it the co-founders that have put in the money, like Brian and yourself?
Yeah, that's just us. But, we're not opposed if, we see opportunities for our clients. We're not opposed to going ahead and putting in capital or raising capital for a business that, say, they own. So, we're open to any way to really bring sustainability and security into the space. And we're willing to take the risk on that.
Okay.
The site was working, but we crashed it.
Oh, we crashed that site. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's okay. As there's 4 of you working on it now, how much esport experience do you have between the 4 of you?
I'm the only one with any esports experience on staff right now. However, that's where Brian sort of specializes. When he went into poker, he wasn't aware that the flush beat 2 pair, but he was a quick study. So he's got a voracious appetite for all things esports at the moment, and has been working hard to get educated on where the money is, where the pitfalls are, and sort of lay the blueprint that he's used in poker over the esports scene, and sort of try to map out where he feels he can negotiate.
Yeah. Are you all working from home, or have you got an office that you all...
No, actually, you know what? We've got an office in Vegas. Love to have you out to the office. You should come out to the office for sure. We've got to make that happen.
Let's just do it. Yeah.
Fucking good house.
We can talk about you guys representing Semmler. He's my best client, but he's a sack of shit, and you might want him. Could you get Semmler a deal with some sort of manure company?
Manure company? Yeah, we can work something out. For sure. Fertilizer, make stuff grow.
Yeah. So
I can see him so in the TV commercial now.
But also, I think Semmler would be really good with some sort of jelly manufacturer as well. Like, have you got any famous jellies over there in America?
Matt Jelly to the belly?
Yeah.
So, put a big picture. Well, I don't know, man.
Big picture of Semmler on there.
Semmler, we can pitch that to the golf courses.
Do they sell bullshit? Because I think a big bag of bullshit with James's face on it would be great.
All right,
I got that job. Fuck you.
So just to kind of sum this up, it sounds really interesting what you're doing, and I think you did say it was a little bit early, but I think it's kind of almost the right time, so I'm not too... we think it's a good time. It's nice to have you on so we get to know some of the people behind it. It would, of course... what would kind of be good is just getting a lot more information out there, because everybody on the internet, in my opinion, like me, are really over curious and cynical as well. I am especially. But if you were to sum up some of the goals, like in terms of when you start a company, you always have a mission statement, right? Maybe you didn't write it, maybe you did, but you always have these goals that you want to achieve. What, if you can try and sum it up quite simply, EMG, what kind of goals and what are you trying to achieve for, esports and the company and clients?
Yeah, I'll keep it brief. Essentially, it's pretty simple. We're just trying to go ahead and inject security into the space so we make sure it sustains. and take it more to the mainstream, to where we feel it belongs, and having the talent get rewarded for that.
Yep. And I personally think it could work. It really depends on the people, so it's up to you and the guys over there, Brian, James, and John, I remember. But yeah, it's definitely more up to the people, because I think that we're big enough now that major brands will come in as long as they're educated well enough on our space. And I think it's great if you can represent more clients, because then you can go to a client and you can be like, right, this guy is famous in these countries, and when he streams, he hits these demographics and geographics, and they can actually have on a table in front of them 5 different cases of people, and they can really pick and choose where they want their money to go. And I think if you can get a bigger pool of clients, you'll have an easier time selling to these big brand names. And I think that is a quite important step for you. So, well done getting Tasteless. Not that his decisions are always the best in life anyway, but he seems to be doing great. But I do have a question from Hellspawn. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it, but he's going to fire it off as loud as he can. Here we go.
Sure thing.
What kind of clients are you looking for now? Like, what criteria do you have?
Criteria for clients?
Yeah. What kind of clients
Okay.
and what kind of criteria do you have for clients?
Sure. In terms of our clients, they have to be consistently hardworking. And that's the truth. In poker, the guys that got paid were the guys that worked the hardest. And so essentially, it's not, this guy could be win every tournament, but if he's got a shit attitude and doesn't want to do any work, we're honestly not interested.
Are you hiring crazy people? Like, will you hire James?
I represent myself. I have my own agency, Tumblr. It's called Shoutcast Agency. I have more clients than you.
That's
and
awesome.
I take 0%. I'm pretty stupid.
Yeah, that's I would definitely recommend that as long as you're getting your clients' business, that they stay with you at that 0%. It's hard to beat that.
Well, no, I'm actually just doing it for a laugh because I was bored. But I'm not actually taking it. I'm not taking any more clients, so you can have everyone else. I've got my sack of shit and Apollo.
I have a third question.
Yeah, and the third question. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Hats off to you, man. Yeah. I mean, you're one of the few guys that gets it. I know this can be, boring to speak about, and people think it's for blah blah blah. But the back end and the inside of this thing, and you understand that these people, they need. So it's great to talk about money and money this and money that, but they also need protection.
Yeah.
And a lot of things explained. And like you said, we can go in and be the bad guy, but hey, we're gonna have to get you out to Vegas, man. I think we got some good stuff for Apollo to talk about.
You can't take Apollo from me.
I'm not trying to take him.
Look into your contracts, James.
He's all yours, but I think that
No.
Definitely, he's a bright individual.
Honestly, I only represent him in esports just to get him proper salary, because when he was first starting off, he was getting paid dog shit wages, and I was getting paid those wages like in 2006. So I just told him how much he should be earning, and I took him out. So if you want to do anything more for Apollo, that's up to him. I'm not controlling. But you actually did have the question, which was, are they taking crazy people like me?
Yeah.
So that was the one that you didn't answer because I interrupted you. So how crazy can your clients be?
So all the way cray. We'll go all the way. Doesn't matter. We got D-Mac on there. We signed him. You guys probably aren't familiar with D-Mac.
Who have you got? D-Mac.
Yeah,
He's from Halo.
Oh, is he from Halo?
He's from Halo.
We got some cray people in there, but no, yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it for sure. Like I said, listen, you have a standing invitation out to Vegas at least one time anyway. We'll see how it goes when you visit.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I love Vegas.
First question.
Yeah.
How do you see the competition and cooperation with teams?
How do you see the competition and cooperation with teams? Because obviously, if you can do a better job for players, they might be wary of you. I guess is that and also go on.
No, this is an entire show. You can dedicate a show to this question. It's a great question. Essentially, look, we're not here to try to challenge the team business model or any of that sort of thing. We're here. We don't want to limit anybody's opportunity. The team model in StarCraft 2 has been under question for some time because a lot of teams come up, a lot of teams fail. So we're going to have to see where that lands on its own, regardless of us. Now, I do feel that teams are a necessity in terms of being able to keep these young lads organized and getting them to events and making sure they have what they need. Whereas, you're dealing with a bit of an older clientele in terms of other sports that are sort of a little bit more self-reliant than what we deal in as a whole in esports. So the team component is definitely necessary at this stage of the game. To answer your question, though, if we got into a situation where maybe we're representing a team as a brand and then a player would leave that team and then say, well, I just want you to represent me, you know, those are things you take on a case-by-case basis, and of course you work out with the team ahead of time.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think that's fair to say. All right. I think we're done with the questions, Tumber. So thanks for coming on to the show. I'll be watching you just because I'm quite interested to see if you succeed or suck.
Okay.
So basically, you're either going to get people good deals, and it's going to look really cool when I see, that kind of stuff happen, or not much will happen for a very long time, and everyone's going to forget about you. So
yeah, I should have prefaced this whole thing with, and I'm sorry for hijacking your show today. I just want to get on and help clarify some of the questions I need.
No, it's cool. We're really happy to have you, man.
It's cool.
But I just think a lot of eyes in the business world are on you right now because it's...
Yeah, no, for sure. This is a slow process, though. That's what I should have preempted this with. Like, everybody thinks, like, oh, what are you going to do? Tell us your plan. What's going on? And it's like, well, guys, look, first of all, it's not just good business, and it's a violation of multiple NDAs to just lay out the whole package. But, this kind of thing does take time. This doesn't happen overnight, and we're in this for the long haul. We got in early. We realized that, but better early than late.
Yeah, well, I wish you good luck with it. So you're more than welcome to talk to Apollo, and I love Vegas, even though I don't particularly like paying $250 for a bottle of vodka at a club, which actually is worth $20 just to stare at some fake tits.
Okay, well, I'm familiar with that myself, maybe a little bit. The other
Actually, I'm joking. I love it.
Good man.
Yeah. See you in Vegas, Tumber.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, guys.
All right, bye.
Take care.
I think it's a really good idea, and it's a really good thing that you're really trying this. I know Odie actually met Tumba in Anaheim and spoke to him.
Oh, Odie met them in Anaheim.
Yeah, and then he was really impressed. So it's
okay.
What's your take as a team? Like, to some extent, you're trying to do the same with some of your players.
It's different though. I mean, an agency is only doing the business deals, and a team is doing a lot of other stuff as well.
Yeah.
So
I find it quite.
between.
I mean, the reason I've talked about teams and I've been like they're kind of outdated is like me as a sponsor. I'm interested in one of your StarCraft 2 players, but I have to come in with as much money to cover not only your StarCraft 2 team, but also this team and this team and this team to get on all the shirts. But really, I'm just interested in Huck because I'm advertising primarily in Canada.
We're having teams and we're having individual sponsorships, like Rockstar sponsored SK's Counter-Strike team, and not the organization.
There can be a lot of conflicts to why you couldn't go in and sponsor Huck for Canada, market.
Yeah.
And it might actually be better for Huck because the money over a whole year could be more than Team E give him. And maybe with an agency behind him like this, you would actually get more promotion ideas. And this is like these agencies are the ones that, or agencies in general, when they have good people behind them, they're the ones that build the Fatality brand.
Yeah, but then again, if you take Hakan as an example, then his like appearances and all the promotion you would have to do would skyrocket as well.
Yeah,
so
it's also that. Like with Fatality, I think someone took someone that was great at games but wasn't the right person to throw out there in events. And I think now that everybody has the opportunity to kind of talk to an agency and at least find out if there's something there for them, you're more than likely going to get better people. But you've got to remember like for example, snowboarding. Who's the guy in snowboarding? Sean White.
Sean White?
Like him, like he's like so big now and so popular through his agency and what he's done, but he's also still the best snowboarder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel that's important. So they have to realize that, okay, if you work with Huck, you still want him to be the best and this, that, and the other. And that guy's so cool, by the way.
Sean White?
Yeah, he's fucking awesome.
Yes, for the question, do you see
love that
any
guy.
kind of problem or conflict with, for example, having some of your players going into this agency?
Not right now. I mean, the more money to the players, the better.
All right, cool. Answer. Do you think EG? Oh, do you think EG would have a problem? Because they are more of the agency, team.
I saw someone mention that in chat earlier, and I think EG is basically a talent agency at the moment. So they're not a team at all, or they're a team, but I mean, there are a lot of talent agencies as well. So I think this esports, whatever it's called, esports management group, is a bigger threat to EG than to us.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
Well, I think everybody in EG is pretty happy anyway.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad thing for the players to have more options. And basically all we can say about EMG, it is a good idea. Okay,
Yes.
and whether or not it's going to be executed well, or they get the opportunities in esports that we maybe can hope that they bring, is whether or not some of the clients that they can talk to are interested in esports and our personalities.
Yeah.
So maybe they're going to go up against something they're not expecting, where everyone puts up a wall and doesn't want anything to do with us. But maybe they open their arms and they're like, yeah, give us more of this esports stuff, because we are actually a lot cheaper and give more ROI than a lot of other.
Like more or less anything else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like we're one of the best industries to actually put money into in terms of ROI on stuff.
And they've probably
we'll see.
probably tested the waters as well a bit with their current clients.
Yeah, they must have. I mean, they've been working on it for a year,
Yeah.
so we'll
But
see.
I got to say, for me, when Clutch mentioned that going like gaming events like E3 and also Tumba, like hinting and directing it even more into that, I think what we can see is that this agency could, to some extent, actually help esports, because you're getting into esports profiles and people doing stuff, and you want them to do esports stuff with these companies. So the companies can see, okay, this is a good way to use esports to market us. We already have the players and people. So I think, moving from esports to gaming first, to take gaming into esports.
Yeah, but
I think
it
it
is
could be
good,
a
and
success.
it also makes sense in a way. If you think of our biggest esports stars in terms of volume, biggest, it's actually like Husky and Total Biscuit, who are gaming celebrities. Outside of their esport, miserable casting.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Highlights the fact that gaming is just that much bigger.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's always
Yeah,
going to be.
esports is a very
All right,
small part
so I
of
think
gaming.
we should
at this
move
moment.
on.
Should we? Let's move on because it's almost 10:30 and we've
need to
had
go to sleep.
surprise guests on the show.
Let's just wrap it up.
So, there's not, how much good news is there left?
Maybe we should
We
do the
need to-
Fnatic thing.
There's
I think we
literally
need to-
I
nothing.
told you. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Dota 2, Quake Live, and Bloodline champions. No one cared this week. Go check out joindota.com or gosugamers.net for Dota 2. ES Reality, though, for Quake Live. And for Bloodline champions, just
Fuck
wear a pair
all.
of pants.
I think
pants on
Goose
your head
Gamers
and
had a really
run
good
around.
write-down about the Brood War players doing in StarCraft 2. Like, if you're into reading more about the Brood War players and how they're doing in the the Pro League, check out Goose Gamers. It was a
Goosey
great,
Gamers.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
a great article.
Okay.
Yeah. The big thing that happened in Bloodline Champions this week was that they changed the standard queue. They took out standard queue and only allowed rated solo queue to happen. So actually, you're getting queued instantly now in the game. So it's actually a really good change. People have been very pleased with it because all of a sudden they're going from waiting half an hour for a game to instantly getting into games, and it's been very good. So that's the big change here. Patch 2.5. They also released a new Bloodline for Bloodline Champions, the Sentinel. If you're into BLC and want BLC related news, check out bloodlinechampions.com. And there you go.
Nicely done.
Let's talk Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike, real quickly. Gux from Fnatic retires from Counter-Strike after winning DreamHack Summer 2012. They beat Na'Vi in the finals, which
And
was a
Swedish
big win.
esports SM.
And they won Swedish Esport SM. And Gux is now retired.
And there's a new team.
And there's a new team. Has it been announced?
Yeah,
Seconds ago.
Seconds ago.
Trace, who was in MTW, joined SK, got kicked because of the communication problems, and now has gone into Fnatic. And that's not so surprising to me at all. I haven't seen so many thinking about it. Maybe I saw some of Moddy's old mates like Babar going into the team, but Trace. To me, the big surprise was that actually Gux told Fnatic at CBIT in March that he was going to quit, and still could keep the team and himself enough motivation to win DreamHack both the tournaments they entered. So
You needed much motivation to win 1.6 tournaments nowadays, though.
maybe not. Maybe
It's
that
like
it
the
does.
same 5 teams traveling to these random events, playing. I don't think they even practice before events.
I think they do. I think they practice. Yeah. Also, for me, Gux is one of the biggest stars that maybe has got into the shadow behind Forest, Neo, and Get Right.
Yep.
But I think that Gux, if you look at his results, maybe he has the best track record of all the Swedes at least. I think he might have. And to me, he was for a long time a semi-elite Swedish Counter-Strike player, playing in a lot of mixes, going to a lot of events, but didn't really get into it. I think he played with Agathon a lot, and then he disappeared for me from the radar and got into Fnatic. That 2009 lineup.
Yep.
The new team.
Just
So I think it's a big loss.
Maybe we should mention that the new team is basically Danish.
Yes, Fnatic is Danish now. We have 3 Danes and 2 Swedish players.
Okay. So there you go. So that's some Counter-Strike update. Also to mention WCG, we should bring this up. WCG, World Cyber Games. Originally we had them on the show in terms of just news, where we mentioned they were kind of doing mobile only, and then they were like, no, sorry guys, we're actually doing PC. It came out a little bit later. They've released their games that they're run. It's going to be Counter-Strike Online.
Yeah.
FIFA 2012.
Yeah.
And why am I reading Crossfire? What the fuck is that?
Crossfire is a
It's
Counter-Strike issue.
Oh, so there's 2 bad versions of Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
You could say that. One
Brilliant.
Chinese and one Korean version or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're still, I don't know,
Fucking brilliant. Well,
turning into like a stand-up show almost.
But Counter-Strike Online, I think that Spawn and Hedon has been in China in different times and played this game on TV and stuff. I don't know how big it is.
okay.
I can't say.
Who knows? So that's WCG update for you guys, if you wanted to know about that. Also in the fighting game community, it's worth mentioning this news that the Capcom's community manager stepped down from Capcom. His
Seth
name,
Killian.
Yeah. And apparently he was quite influential in terms of some of the esports stuff that was going on.
Did
so-
commentary at Evo last year.
I wonder if this will change the relationship between MLG and Capcom somehow.
Yeah, I don't know what his relationship was or anything. So
I just wonder if he was involved a lot in this Street Fighter X Tekken release that Capcom did. To my view, that was not a big success story. I think it was kind of bad for them.
Community managers usually don't do releases.
But I
mean, community manager, man, that's like PR, marketing department.
Yeah, but
I worked for a publisher.
yeah, but this was a PR thing. When, you know, they had a month of
I don't know what you're saying,
show.
Tran. You're just pointing at me.
I don't know if he was involved. I guess he was not involved, but if he was, maybe that's one of the reasons he's leaving. I don't know. I guess he was not. So.
It's also worth mentioning in Dota 2 because rather than the tournaments that happened, the updates with their patch or upcoming patches, they're going to be having team icons in the game on the floor. So Dignitas Newman could be represented when you finally pick up a team again.
If we pick up a team again.
If you pick up a team again. And there's
Show me a good
also,
one.
with the tournaments, what was it with the tournaments? I can't remember exactly. It was
Tournaments now they've implemented. Go ahead, Trent.
Because you can pay to watch Dota TV.
You can pay to watch Dota TV.
Yeah, it's like for the defense, for example, they can pay €3 and get access to everything with like the in-game commentary.
Yeah.
Do the teams get any money from that, by the way? Or is it the casters only?
It must be
it's the
split between the
organization.
tournament organizers.
Yeah.
But I think it's quite cool because when you cast Dota 2 on stream, okay, you're getting your stream revenue and you're also getting your sponsor at the beginning. It's split between Valve and tournament organizer, just to clarify that. But it's when you've got someone following the camera, there might be a case in the game where if you actually have access to the game and to use your mouse to look around, where you can actually follow your favorite player, say it's Pycat and he's playing your favorite hero that you want to learn, that $3 could almost be justified if you just want to watch that watch him and how he plays, as well as having the live feeling of it's in a tournament. But at the same time, you could also just get the replay. But if it becomes available, but I think it's a nice option. I think options are just good.
I think Toby made a good point on Lion 3 that also for the ones who cannot stream, having bad internet connections, especially like in the Russian part and maybe in China part,
They go through the game.
They can watch all the games through the game. For me, feels a little bit tricky as an organizer. How are you going to handle it? How are you going to value it? How are you going to use it? Is it an extra segment to run a Dota 2 tournament? But I think it's cool. We will see how. To some extent, I think that maybe the teams should have a part of it. It feels almost like the teams.
Why should the teams play in a tournament when they don't get money to play? like the organizers do for the.
What?
I mean, for people watching. Teams
Yeah, but-
teams are going to start demanding actual like
It
fees for playing.
It's
I
the
think.
reason that you buy it is not because of like DreamHack having a Dota 2 tournament. It's because of
You're gonna watch your
like
favorite team.
EG playing.
Yeah.
Do you not feel it's like worthy enough that EG might want to play for $30,000?
I mean, looking at the stream numbers, they might be getting a lot of money for streaming as well. So it's like, I don't know. I just think the team should get a part of it at least.
But wouldn't that be really messy though?
Wouldn't that be something that's
Yeah,
negotiated?
yeah,
when
but
you actually
organize.
set the
I'm
rate?
not saying organize would have to promise a part of the streaming revenue.
No. You could do it like this, like the MLG way, where you actually say when you buy that $3, you can put 50 cents towards your favorite team that you're supporting. So at the end of it, at the end of that $3 that you pay down, 50 cents goes towards either Dignitas or Navi or EG, if you want to have some sort of team support program. But I don't think the teams would necessarily give a fuck
Then
at the beginning.
You know what teams will do? They will start their own channels or with casters. That's the next step then. And don't allow. I mean, only play tournaments where they allow your own team casters. To
I don't
cast.
think it's a pro- I
do
don't
you
think
think
I really
that-
don't think it's a problem.
I
right?
think it's going to be a major problem.
No, I don't think it's a problem because basically when I run a tournament here on the arena, I'm making money off the teams playing in the tournament because I'm taking ad revenue, but no team has ever turned to me and said, I want some money from your ad revenue because people are watching because I'm playing. They don't say that to DreamHack.
Some players and teams do want money to attend.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, but
gonna
then you
start
just
getting
go
more
tell
common.
them.
Definitely.
But that's
Go.
something I wasn't.
I mean, it's gonna get more common, definitely, with like oversaturation like there's in StarCraft right now. It's,
I mean, there is show games
No-brainer.
and there is competitions, and some
Like-
part of esports are show games and some part are competitions.
If it was a show game, if I organized this mega fucking awesome show game and the teams weren't necessarily happy with the prize money or the prize money wasn't that big, I'd be like, because it's a show game and people pay $3 to see it live and we've hyped it and we've done a really great job between marketing and PR, then sure, we can actually, pay you a fee to come and enter. I'd just be like, here's an extra 1,000 each for the team because we're expecting to sell this many off our marketing and job. But I don't think it's going to be a big problem, Newman.
No, I don't think it's. I think it's more
Perhaps.
going to be
I
an
think
organizing
it's
problem.
money hungry.
How to handle it.
I think might be a problem for Twitch though.
Do you think? Yeah,
Dota
the thing
gets
is,
big.
like, are players actually going? Are viewers actually going to want to? Would they rather watch the game in game in the game client, or would they rather just turn into Twitch TV or Own TV or
But
whatever and just have it like a
personally-
TV channel with their favorite
I
commentator
mean,
there?
personally, I'd rather watch the streams anyway. So
Yeah, but
that's the
a
thing.
lot of people still watch HLTV. A lot of people. I mean,
a lot of people, like 17,000 for a
Yeah,
game.
but compared to Counter-Strike stream, are the numbers so much greater?
I don't think it's
I think
And also, the Dota community comes from watching in game, so the community itself wants to watch these matches in this way.
I like this though. I like this because it's taking Valve is basically saying "fuck you" and putting it
Yeah.
up so that we're gonna go to the source of your viewers and just take it to the game. No, you're right, actually, Newman. Now that you look about it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's cute. That's cute. They just don't want the streamers to get pissed off. No, that's really cool because instead of actually putting links to the streams in their games and having to promote somebody else's product, they can just be like, "No, come straight to the game."
No, but they're gonna be able to put like the tournament will have a.
You're still gonna have to tune into the fucking stream.
How so? What is watching in game versus watching on stream?
You only get
If
audio
there's a
from
live-
the-
at live events, yeah.
Yeah.
At live events, you need
Yeah.
At
streams.
live events,
definitely.
perhaps, but online tournaments. How many live tournaments?
But how many
are there for
online
Dota 2?
tournaments do you think are gonna want people are gonna want to pay $3 to watch?
change the camera.
Anyway,
Well,
a
okay,
lot
this
of the
is
big
something we
ones.
could talk about for a long time.
Anyway, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's going to separate. I actually think it's a good stepping stone for people that maybe don't watch streams to get some exposure to esports. I also think Valve will work carefully enough with the community where they're actually, when the tournament comes up, it will have the sponsor names on there. It should have the tournament organizer's name and maybe even in game rather than just the team sponsor logos. It might even have BenQ and Razor if it was the defense.
I don't think it's,
I just think Ice Frog is on his shit. Basically,
I don't think it's a bad thing either. I'm just thinking it might create some problems, but it's,
yeah, but early stage. All right, so let's finish off the news. Are we done with the news, guys? Because we've had some really bad opinions on this show. This is weird. It was bad. So let's go into Semmler's segment.
I'd rather just cut it out.
All right,
I mean, we could do it real quick.
just do it nice and awesomely.
All right.
What's
Well,
coming
we
up
don't
next
have
week?
much actually. It's a bit of a quiet week, guys. But what I have is for StarCraft 2 and for Dota 2 predominantly. If you don't like those games, I'm sorry. But StarCraft 2, the GSL Code S round of 16 is actually starting tomorrow, June 27th, and that is awesome. Fuck yeah, Hellspawn. With MVP Tasia, Violet, and Seed going up in the first game. Violet, obviously a fan favorite, Tasia as well, and of course the biggest badass around MVP. We have Group B starting on the 28th, which is Thursday, and that'll be featuring Squirtle, Symbol, Marine King, and MC. So, goddamn good start to the season. 2 amazing groups that are going to be starting in the next 2 days. So if you're European, you're lucky. You can just tune in the morning like we do and get all that action. Now on, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, starting up tomorrow night actually, the day 3 of the MSI Pro Cup number 11 is starting as well. And the reason why that this is cool is that you have very notable players such as Polt and Stefano playing in it and competing. Now, couldn't quite find as much information as I would have liked on this one, but you can find more on teamliquid.net. If you check their calendar, you see that tomorrow night the MSI Cup is coming up, and you'll know when it goes live. So definitely check that out. As far as Dota 2 is concerned, the defense picks up again tomorrow night with 3 matches, and those are going to be sick to tune into. The Copenhagen Wolves are going up against POTM, and 4FC versus Moscow 5, and Absolute Legends are going up against U-Boat, I guess is what it is. So the German team U-Boat, Ubolst. So that wraps it up for what's coming up next week. It's actually a very quiet week. It was a little bit hard to find everything. But, guys, it's all good. Because tomorrow night we got a BLC Learn to Play. So be sure to tune in for that. And we also have a StarCraft 2 Learn to Play coming up on Thursday.
And then on Sunday we're doing
Sunday,
BLC
that's right.
Arena.
We have the BLC Arena coming up on Sunday as well.
Yeah. So, all right then, guys. So we're ready to wrap up the show, but there's one last thing that we have to do. You may remember that we went on to DreamHack and we went to the couch and we interviewed lots of different guests. And basically, one of the guests that we interviewed was Mousesports Dota 2. And here at the Good Studio, we're always finding creative ways to make money. We have very unique business models. We don't run adverts. But what we do is we steal people's clothing and then we auction them off on stream. This here is Sing Sing's jacket that he wore at DreamHack summer just gone.
Just a couple weeks ago.
Singh wore this for the majority of the event. He looked very suave. It's a very fashionable jacket. It's Italian.
Very nicely.
12 thread.
Good fabric.
It's in size. Tiny. It's in size Chinese. No, wait. It's medium. Size medium. And basically, all you need to do if you want to buy this jacket, because we stole it and now we can sell it because it's ours, fuck you, Sing Sing, you can head over to our Twitter. So you go to twitter.com/The Good Studio. We're auctioning it off. We're going to keep everything. We're not giving any to Sing or to charity. And you can buy Sing's jacket.
I think I can get the salary now.
Huh?
I think I can get the salary from the show after this one.
So
$10,000.
Sing's jacket. Go bid, and then we'll be contacting you, and we want to see cash. We don't steal people's clothes for nothing, people. So next event we go to, we'll try and steal something else. But right now, Sing's jacket, it's very nice. Look at that.
Is there any kind of items in it?
It still smells. Smells of Sing.
What do you say? You want to bid?
No, but is there any items?
Any items in the jacket?
No, we didn't find anything in the jacket. Sadly, no wallets or passports or anything.
Apparently, Sing is on his stream talking about this.
Huh?
Sing is streaming live. And
Is he?
Check Skype, he messages something.
Oh.
Let's get him on Skype. So
Where's Skype? No, that's
we should end.
Yo, what the fuck? Why you sell jacket? I kill your family. What the penis, man? Yo, your family. I cut their penis.
You need to do this in a Chinese
So
accent.
why
It'll be
you
so much
have
funnier.
no more offspring? Please no. Yo, stop. Tactical. All right. So as you can see, we can confirm this is really Sing's jacket because I don't speak like that. So yeah, just maybe you want to @ and Sing streaming right now. So you can go on to twitch.tv/Sing_Sing if you want to watch some top level Dota 2 commentary and find out about the man that you can have his jacket. So auction it off on Twitter, highest bidder, or favors.